Imagine waking up every day knowing you could buy anything, literally anything, without even noticing a dent in your fortune. A mansion in London? Sure. A fleet of Rolls-Royces made entirely out of gold? Why not? A Picasso painting just because the living room looks a little empty? Pocket change. The Al Thani family, rulers of Qatar, live a life so extravagant, so dripping in luxury, that it makes billionaires look almost modest. Today, we're going to pull back the velvet curtain on the richest royal family you might have heard about, but never fully understood. From private palaces with golden floors to fleets of jets more expensive than entire cities and secret investments that silently run the world, their empire is vast, mysterious, and just a little bit outrageous. But how did they get so unbelievably rich? How do they actually spend all that money? And what are the jaw-dropping secrets they don't want the world to know? Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll see why the Al Thani family's lifestyle makes even the wildest Hollywood movies look tame. Spoiler alert, there's more to it than just oil money, and some of their secrets might just blow your mind. The story of the Al Thani family's mind-blowing fortune starts with Qatar's golden ticket, oil and natural gas. You've probably heard that Qatar has some of the largest natural gas reserves on Earth, but what you might not know is that the Al Thani family owns a huge personal slice of that pie. We're not talking small percentages. Their control over the country's energy riches means they aren't just rich. They're astronomically, generationally wealthy. Their money isn't measured in millions or billions. It's measured in influence over entire continents. But here's the kicker. While oil and gas made them rich, that's not where the real money magic happens anymore. The Al Thani dynasty turned their massive energy profits into an empire by investing in absolutely everything you can imagine. Think giant skyscrapers in London? They own some of the biggest ones. Fancy a shopping spree at Harrods? Yep, they bought the entire department store. Oh, and while you're at it, take a stroll around Paris. They quietly own more of the city than most people realize. Even the iconic Shard in London? Yep, theirs too. Their crown jewel is the Qatar Investment Authority, a massive sovereign wealth fund estimated at over $450 billion. Through it, the family has their fingerprints on luxury hotels, sports teams like Paris Saint-Germain, iconic brands like Tiffany & Co., Volkswagen shares, Barclays Bank, and even a good chunk of New York real estate. If you ever get the strange feeling that Qatar owns a piece of everything luxurious in the world, you're not wrong. Some people even joke that you can't visit a luxury mall without indirectly putting money into the Al Thani pocket. And here's a wild little conspiracy theory floating around. Some insiders claim that the family uses layers upon layers of shell companies to hide just how much they actually own. It's whispered that the visible $450 billion could just be the tip of the iceberg. Imagine secret portfolios, hidden art collections stashed away in private bunkers, and offshore accounts so tangled even expert investigators can't trace them. There are stories, never confirmed but always tantalizing, about private auctions where priceless treasures are bought anonymously. And guess who's often rumored to be behind them? But even the money they flaunt publicly is enough to make jaws drop. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the current emir, has an estimated personal net worth that hovers around $2 billion. And that's just the official figure. In reality, it's believed he controls tens of billions in assets directly. His family members? Also billionaires in their own right. It's basically a family reunion where everyone shows up in their own private jet, wearing watches that cost more than most people's houses. And speaking of jets, these aren't your typical G6s. We're talking about Airbus A340s converted into personal palaces in the sky. They own entire fleets, complete with gold-threaded seats, personal spas, onboard movie theaters, private bedrooms with marble bathtubs, and even security rooms staffed by bodyguards mid-flight. Rumor has it, one of their jets even has a secret meeting room for private political negotiations at 40,000 feet. But money like this isn't just about luxury. It's about power. The Al Thanis use their fortune to weave themselves into the fabric of global politics, media, and culture. Their influence reaches into world capitals through generous donations and strategic alliances. It's said that when the Al Thani family decides to invest in something, whether it's a country's failing economy, a struggling soccer club, or a new tech startup, fortunes change overnight. They have that kingmaker status. And with it comes enormous quiet leverage over decisions that shape the future. At the heart of it all, there's a paradox. Despite being one of the wealthiest dynasties in history, the Al Thani family manages to maintain an almost mythic aura of secrecy. They rarely flaunt their wealth in the loud, brash way some billionaires do. Instead, their fortune moves in the shadows, buying, building, reshaping the world without needing to plaster their names everywhere. It's almost as if their greatest luxury isn't their money itself, it's the power to stay hidden while running the show. Even their social media presence is heavily curated, giving away just enough glimpses to feed the curiosity without ever letting the full picture emerge. And while they seem untouchable today, there are always whispers, rival royals, political drama behind closed palace doors, family members quietly cut off from fortune for stepping out of line, old allies becoming new enemies, stories you'll never read in the headlines, but that simmer just beneath the surface, waiting for the day they explode into public view. Some claim there have been silent palace coups, exile threats, and underground power struggles, all masked under the polished, smiling surface presented to the world. Maybe that's why the Thani family guards their empire so fiercely, because when you have this much, you don't just live in luxury, you live constantly defending your throne, sometimes even from your own blood. Imagine waking up in a palace so big that you need a golf cart just to get from your bedroom to the dining room. For the Thani family, that's just Tuesday. Their main royal residence, the Amiri Diwan, is not just a palace, it's a kingdom within a kingdom. Golden chandeliers bigger than SUVs, walls lined with rare silk imported from Europe, and gardens so vast they have their own internal climate systems. And that's just one of their homes. Scattered across the globe, the family owns luxurious residences in Paris, London, New York, the south of France, and even secret private islands in the Maldives and Seychelles. Some of these places are so exclusive that even billionaires get turned away at the gates. Their everyday lifestyle is like stepping into a different reality. Breakfast? It's served on gold-rimmed plates with coffee brewed from beans that have been aged like fine wine. Some mornings, they'll fly in chefs from Italy or Japan on private jets, just for a single meal. Wardrobe? Each outfit can easily cost tens of thousands, stitched by the world's top designers, with some pieces so rare they're practically wearable art. And shopping? Well, regular shopping malls just won't do. Entire luxury boutiques in cities like Paris and Milan have been known to close their doors for the Thani family's private shopping sprees. Imagine walking into Chanel, knowing you can buy literally everything in the store, and then actually doing it without blinking. It's rumored that once, a single member of the family spent over $5 million in one afternoon without even breaking a sweat. Cars are another obsession. If you think owning a Ferrari is impressive, try owning 50 of them. The Thanis have custom Rolls-Royces plated in 24-karat gold, Bugattis in colors you can't find anywhere else, and even one-off models built exclusively for them. Some of their private garages are more valuable than entire national museums. And let's not even start with their yachts. One of their super yachts, reportedly costing over $400 million, has a full-size swimming pool, a helipad, a movie theater, and, rumor has it, a miniature version of one of their palaces on board. Because why not have a palace at sea too? Then there's the jewelry. Diamonds the size of gumballs, rare rubies that could blind you with their shine, and pearls that were plucked from the deepest, most secret waters of the Persian Gulf. Some pieces are so rare they're considered national treasures, yet they're worn casually to dinners or small gatherings like it's no big deal. Vacations aren't just vacations, they're grand productions. The family might book out entire hotels, shut down islands for privacy, or rent entire European villages for summer retreats. For their security, armies of private guards travel with them. Not dozens, but hundreds, including off-duty military professionals. Their convoys sometimes look like rolling presidential parades, complete with armored vehicles and sometimes even air surveillance. Now here's the part that really blows people's minds. Despite all the extravagance, the Thani family often keeps a very low public profile while enjoying these luxuries. It's almost like a game, living the most opulent life possible while making sure only carefully curated glimpses leak to the outside world. A blurry Instagram photo here, a whisper from a fashion insider there, and that's all you get. It keeps the mystique alive, and in some ways, it keeps the fascination even stronger. Behind the scenes, there's also a sense of tradition and expectation. Members of the family are groomed from a young age to carry themselves with a mix of royal dignity and modern opulence. They're taught diplomacy, investment strategy, and of course, how to handle enormous wealth with the right combination of flash and discretion. It's said that young Thanis attend elite schools all over the world, not just to get an education, but to build quiet networks of influence that will serve them for decades to come. But even in a world this grand, there are moments of rebellion. Every once in a while, a younger royal will pop up on social media with a Lamborghini selfie, or a leaked clip from a wild party in Ibiza will make the rounds. It usually disappears quickly, but not before fueling endless gossip about the wild side of royal life. After all, when you grow up with unlimited power and money, pushing the limits probably feels like the only real thrill left. And as much as the world watches, imagines, and speculates, the truth is simple. No one outside the inner circle can ever truly grasp the scale of their daily extravagance. For the Thani family, luxury isn't an experience. It's just life. Now, if you think all the Thani family's wealth and luxury is impressive, wait until you hear about the secrets and conspiracies that swirl around them like desert sandstorms. Because when you have unimaginable money, power, and influence, you also have unimaginable mystery. First, let's talk about the rumors of secret investments. While the Qatar Investment Authority is public knowledge, insiders whisper that there are private investment arms hidden under layers of offshore companies. We're talking about discreet ownership of tech startups, art collections stored in Swiss vaults, and shares in private defense companies. Some even claim the family has stakes in cutting-edge AI firms, biotech companies, and next-gen military tech, industries that could shape the future world order faster than any government can react. Then there's the art world. If you ever wonder who pays hundreds of millions for a single painting at those mysterious Sotheby's auctions, chances are high that it's an Thani making a quiet bid through a proxy. There are even stories about an ultra-secret underground museum located somewhere in Europe, holding priceless works of art that the public will never see. Imagine owning history itself and choosing to keep it hidden just because you can. And it's not just paintings. We're talking ancient artifacts, lost manuscripts, even rumored pieces of space memorabilia. And of course, no royal family this powerful gets by without a little scandal. Over the years, there have been murmurs about internal feuds, brothers competing for influence, cousins trying to outshine each other, and occasional exile threats. One juicy rumor says that a member of the family once tried to stage a soft coup while another was abroad. The situation was handled so quietly, with such surgical precision, that the world never even got a whiff of it. Only whispers remain, drifting through elite diplomatic circles. Another long-standing theory revolves around the massive construction booms in Doha. Ever wonder why Qatar spent hundreds of billions building stadiums, skyscrapers, and entire futuristic cities practically overnight? Some say it wasn't just for economic growth or World Cup glory. It was a way to cement power domestically, providing endless riches to loyal allies while creating a dazzling facade for the world to admire. A literal empire built not just for pride, but for protection. A sparkling shield of glass, steel, and oil money. And when it comes to privacy, no one plays the game better than the Thanis. It's said that their private conversations are conducted in specially designed rooms lined with anti-surveillance technology. No cell phones allowed, no assistants in the room, just direct talks. Old school, but for very modern reasons. In a world where a simple text message can leak and destroy reputations, they play defense like grandmasters, plotting moves 5 steps ahead of everyone else. Even their personal lives are tightly controlled. Marriages, for example, are often strategic, not just love matches, but alliances carefully crafted to merge wealth, influence, and tradition. Some claim that every romantic move is vetted by trusted family councils. If there's ever a scandal brewing, it's said the family deals with it internally long before the media gets a sniff. And those who cause too much trouble, quietly exiled, cut off from the fortune, erased from official photos, as if they never existed. Not with drama, but with cold, clinical precision. There's also an ongoing whisper about who really pulls the strings. While Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani is the face of the nation, some believe a council of elder royals still holds enormous behind-the-scenes power. These elders supposedly act like a shadow board, advising, controlling major deals, and ensuring the dynasty's survival. A monarchy within the monarchy, old bloodlines ensuring that no reckless decision endangers their empire. And here's one of the wildest theories. Some conspiracy circles believe the Thanis are building a Plan B city, a secret mega compound somewhere deep in the desert, or perhaps even in a remote European location. Fully self-sufficient, fully luxurious, and ready to serve as a safe haven if ever political tides turn unexpectedly. Food supplies, fresh water, private security forces, the works. Think James Bond's villain lair, but with even more marble floors, five-star chefs, and gold-plated everything. Despite all the rumors, scandals, and conspiracies, one thing is crystal clear. The Al Thani family has mastered the art of power, wealth, and survival. Every whisper, every shadow move, every hidden investment, it all feeds into a single truth. In a world where empires rise and fall, the Al Thanis seem built to last. And maybe that's the ultimate flex. Not just living in unimaginable luxury today, but building an invisible, that unstoppable dynasty that might still rule silently for generations to come. And you know what? If they've already bought a piece of tomorrow, we might not even realize it until it's too late. The story of Qatar's Al Thani family isn't just about unimaginable wealth. It's about control, secrecy, influence, and living in a world where the normal rules don't even apply. When you have more money than you could ever possibly spend, life becomes something else entirely. A game played on a level most of us can't even imagine, where your every move subtly shapes global trends, economies, and even politics. Their lives are filled with private islands, priceless art, secret cities, and maybe even hidden bunkers, all stitched together with threads of absolute discretion. It's not just about showing off wealth. It's about weaving themselves so tightly into the fabric of the world that pulling them out would be impossible. From the bustling streets of London to the hidden ports of the Mediterranean, their presence is quiet, but it's everywhere, if you know where to look. And maybe that's the real secret of their power. It's not the gold, the jets, or the palaces. It's the ability to move unseen, to influence quietly, and to make sure that no matter what happens on the surface, they will always land on top. When markets crash or governments fall, it's said the truly powerful don't panic. They adjust, pivot, and keep the wheel of fortune spinning in their favor. Of course, we can only imagine what truly happens behind those giant palace walls. Maybe the rumors are wild exaggerations meant to spice up the mystery, or maybe they don't even scratch the surface. After all, in a world where a single royal whim can shift the price of an entire skyscraper, who's really going to tell them no? There are whispers that their future plans stretch far beyond Qatar, into the emerging industries of tomorrow, into the technologies that will define the next century. Some even believe they're positioning themselves to be not just rulers of a nation, but quiet architects of the world itself. So next time you hear about a shocking art auction, a sudden billion-dollar investment, or a city that seems to rise from the desert overnight, just remember, somewhere, behind the scenes, there might just be an Al Thani smiling, pulling the strings with the ease of someone who's been doing it for centuries. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this deep dive into the wild, extravagant, and secretive world of Qatar's richest royal family. If you enjoyed this peek behind the velvet curtain, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more unbelievable true stories, and smash that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Because trust me, the world of the ultra-rich and powerful is even crazier than you think, and we're just getting started. More secrets, more scandals, and more jaw-dropping stories are waiting just around the corner.